Our first stop takes us to the wedding at Cana, found in the second chapter of the Gospel of John. In this ancient setting, we step into a time capsule and arrive at an event that is teetering on the edge of ignominy. Picture a grand celebration, with joyous laughter resonating through the air, sparkling eyes reflecting the golden sun, and the merry chatter of the community blending into a harmonious symphony. The air is thick with the scent of sumptuous food, and the atmosphere is vibrant with merriment and cheer. Imagine the setting, a rustic courtyard bathed in the warm glow of the evening sun. The guests, their bellies full and hearts light, eager for the night's festivities. The mirth is contagious, spreading from one face to another, weaving its magic through the crowd. Suddenly a murmur goes through the crowd. The wine, a symbol of rejoicing and an integral part of the feast, is running out. This isn't merely a matter of logistics. It's a potential social catastrophe capable of overshadowing the joy and turning the celebration into a memory of lack and disappointment. Yet, amidst the escalating tension, a figure remains calm and collected: Jesus. As whispers of the impending disaster grow louder, he silently steps forward, his gaze steady, his face radiating an aura of tranquility. He doesn't make grand gestures or loud proclamations. Rather, he performs his miracle quietly, subtly. He takes water, simple and unassuming, and transforms it not just into wine, but the finest wine. The reaction is immediate. The master of the feast, inexperienced, is caught off guard. He tastes the wine and his eyes widen. He can't believe it. The wine isn't just good, it's exquisite, surpassing anything he has tasted before. The whispers of disaster are replaced by gasps of astonishment, and the atmosphere changes. The tension eases, and joy returns, more profound than before. This miracle, the first of Jesus' public ministry, showcases a God who is intimately concerned with our happiness and celebrations. It portrays a God who steps in, not just to meet needs, but to provide extravagantly, turning scarcity into abundance. It reveals a God who cares deeply about our joy and celebrations, who steps in to provide abundance where there is lack. Next, we embark on a journey to the Sea of Galilee, a well-known locale deeply etched in the narrative of the Gospel of Matthew, specifically in the 8th chapter. It is here that we find ourselves in the midst of a dramatic event that has been recounted in sermons, Bible studies, and Christian literature for centuries. The Sea of Galilee, also known as Lake Tiberias, is a freshwater lake in Israel, rich in history and spiritual significance. As we sail in the direction of this iconic biblical body of water, the atmosphere begins to change. The air grows tense as looming dark clouds start overshadowing the clear blue sky. A storm is brewing, and it's not just any storm, it's a furious one. The boat, carrying Jesus and his disciples, is thrown into the violent tempest. The waves rise higher and higher, threatening to overturn the modest vessel, tossing it about like a toy in a toddler's hands. The disciples on board are filled with fear. Panic ensues as they scramble to keep the boat from capsizing. The once tranquil sea has turned into a nightmare, a chaotic scene of terror and uncertainty. But amidst the chaos, there is one figure who remains undeterred: Jesus. He stands, stalwart and serene, amidst the raging storm. His expression is one of calm determination. He faces the tumultuous sea, and his voice rises above the thunderous roar of the waves and wind. He commands, "Peace, be still." The authority and conviction in his voice echo across the storm-tossed sea. It's an order, a decree that resonates with power and undeniable authority, rendering the elements obedient to his will. And just like that, the storm subsides. The once raging sea calms, the threatening waves diminish, and loses its fury. It's a miracle that leaves the disciples in awe, a demonstration of divine power that reveals a God who has authority over nature. This awe-inspiring account doesn't just showcase an extraordinary miracle, it also manifests the incredible character of Jesus, highlighting his authority over nature and his ability to bring peace in the midst of our storms. He stands as a beacon of hope and peace, even when we're surrounded by chaos. This miracle reveals a God who has authority over nature, who brings peace in the midst of our storms. Finally, we find ourselves on the dusty roads leading to the town of Nain, as narrated in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 7. The sun hangs heavily in the sky, casting long shadows over the barren landscape. Dust particles dance in the hot air as we travel along the winding path. We can see the town in the distance, a humble collection of homes nestled against the backdrop of rolling hills. You can almost hear the faint echoes of life, children laughing, livestock grazing, and the distant hum of a bustling marketplace. Suddenly, out of the town gates, a solemn sight emerges. A funeral procession trudges forward, carving a somber path through the dust. The air is heavy with grief, all laughter and life momentarily silenced by the weight of loss. A widow, draped in black, walks at the front of the procession. Her face is a map of sorrow, tears carving their way down her cheeks. She is mourning her only son, a life taken too soon. A light extinguished before its time. Then, as if pulled by some invisible force, a figure breaks away from the crowd and approaches the procession. It's Jesus, a man known for his compassion and miracles. His eyes, empathy, meet the widow's. He approaches the coffin, placing a comforting hand on its wooden surface. A palpable silence envelops the crowd, a moment suspended in time. Jesus, moved by deep compassion, does what only he can do. He reaches out, touches the young man's lifeless body, and with a soft, commanding voice, he speaks life where there was death. And miraculously, the young man stirs. His eyes flutter open, he takes a gasping breath, and he sits up, alive. The crowd gasps, disbelief and awe mixing in a blend. The widow's tears of grief transform into tears of joy, her son restored to her. This moment, this miracle, is more than just a display of divine power. It is a testament to a God who conquers death, who replaces despair with hope, who brings life where there is death. This miracle reveals a God who is not distant and removed, but a God who is intimately involved in the lives of his people, who steps into their pain and grief, who offers comfort and hope when all seems lost. This miracle reveals a God who conquers death, who brings hope and life where there is despair and death. In each of these miracles, we see a reflection of God's character and his deep, abiding heart for humanity. Each of these divine interventions serves as a mirror, which brings forth the innate qualities of God, those which shape our understanding of his nature and his commitment to mankind. The miracle at Cana is one such instance that perfectly illustrates the divine manifestation of his love and care for us. It paints the picture of who not only observes our joys and sorrows, but actively participates in them. This miracle shows us a God who delights in our happiness, who is moved by our joy and steps in to provide when we find ourselves in dire need. It showcases a God who transforms water into wine, symbolizing the transformation he desires and effects in our lives. Each miracle is a testament to his boundless love and the extraordinary lengths he will go to ensure our joy and fulfillment. Consider the calming of the storm, a demonstration of his power and dominance over the natural world. This miracle reveals a God who stands as a beacon of peace amidst chaos, calming our fears and silencing the tempests of our lives. His gentle whisper can hush the howling winds. His soft command can still the raging seas. It is in these moments of divine intervention we realize his infinite authority over the natural world and find assurance in his protective hold over us. Then there is the raising of the widow's son. A miracle pulls back the curtains to unveil a God who can conquer even death itself. This powerful act signifies the hope and life he offers in moments when we are shrouded in darkness and despair. It is a potent reminder of his capacity to breathe life into our circumstances, transforming our mourning into dancing and our sorrow into joy. His power over death serves as an anchor of hope in our times of grief and loss, affirming his promise of life eternal. The raising of the widow's son unveils a God who can conquer death itself, who offers hope and life in our darkest moments. These miracles, these divine interventions, challenge our understanding of the world. They invite us to recognize a reality beyond the natural, a supernatural realm where love reigns, peace is possible, and life triumphs over death. And while these miracles happened thousands of years ago, they continue to resonate with us today, offering hope, peace, and an invitation to believe in the miraculous. As we close this exploration of Jesus' miracles, we are left with an invitation to ponder, to question, and to discover for ourselves the profound mystery and the transformative power of miracles. After all, isn't life itself a miracle?